As Halloween draws near, I often think about classic movies like The Exorcist. One such movie that comes to mind is The Exorcism of Emily Rose. The movie is based off a true story about a young woman, Anneliese Michel, who is supposedly demon-possessed. Anneliese Michel was a young German woman whose life and tragic death became widely known due to her experiences with what she and her family believe to be demonic possession, as well as the subsequent legal and ethical controversies surrounding her case. Anneliese Michel was born on September 21st, 1952, in Bavaria, West Germany. She grew up in a deeply religious Catholic family. Throughout her childhood and adolescence, she appeared to be a typical young woman with no major health issues. However, in her late teens, she began experiencing various physical and psychological symptoms that would later be interpreted as signs of demonic possession. In 1968, when Anneliese was 16, she began experiencing severe mental health issues, including hallucinations, convulsions, and episodes of depression. Anneliese was diagnosed with temporal lobe epilepsy, a condition characterized by seizures and altered consciousness. She began treatment with anticonvulsant medications, which initially seemed to offer some relief. However, her condition worsened. Anneliese was then evaluated for psychiatric disorders. She was diagnosed with a range of mental health issues, including psychosis and depression. Her symptoms included hallucinations, delusions, and a strong aversion to religious symbols and holy places. She was prescribed various psychiatric medications, including antidepressants and antipsychotics, but these treatments did not resolve her symptoms effectively. As her symptoms persisted and worsened, Anneliese and her family grew increasingly convinced that her condition was supernatural in origin. This belief led them to refuse further medical treatment and focus instead on religious practices. In 1975, after Anneliese's condition did not improve with medical treatment, her family sought help from two Roman Catholic priests, Father Arnold Renz and Father Ernest Alt, who were both sympathetic to their belief in demonic possession. They conducted 67 exorcisms over several months. During these exorcisms, Anneliese exhibited highly unusual and disturbing behaviors, including violent outbursts, contortions, and speaking in different voices. She claimed to be tormented by several demons, including those of Judas Iscariot and Hitler. These symptoms were interpreted by the priests and her family as evidence of possession rather than medical or psychological issues. The exorcisms were conducted frequently, often several times a week over a period of months. Each session was physically and emotionally taxing for Anneliese. The exorcisms were performed without the approval of the Catholic Church's higher authorities, which later became a point of contention. Her belief in demonic possession intensified, reinforcing her refusal to accept medical treatment. The ongoing exorcisms and the stress they cause further exacerbated her mental and physical decline. I've included an actual audio recording from the exorcisms for you to hear. Prepare yourself, it is a bit unsettling.
Die katholische Lehre mot unverfälscht.
Die ganze Wahrheit zu sagen, im Namen des Vaters und des Sohnes und des Heiligen Geistes. Amen.
Ja, die muss unverfälscht verkündet werden.
Welche vor allem? Die Lehre über die Eucharistie.
Jawohl, die Drecksau sie.
Die Lehre über die Eucharistie und
Ja!
Unreiner Geist, ich befehle. Im Namen Jesu und im Namen Maria befehle ich dir, alles zu sagen. Im Namen des Vaters und des Sohnes und des Heiligen Geistes. Amen.
Die müssen in eigenen Seminaren ausgebildet werden, die dürfen nicht auf die anderen Universitäten.
As the exorcisms continued, Anneliese's physical condition deteriorated. She refused food and water, contributing to severe malnutrition and dehydration. By the time of her death, she was severely emaciated and weakened. Anneliese died on July 1st, 1976, at the age of 23 from malnutrition and dehydration. By the time of her death, she was severely emaciated and had lost a significant amount of weight. Her death led to a criminal investigation into the circumstances surrounding it. In 1978, her parents and the two priests were charged with manslaughter due to negligence. The court found that their refusal to seek proper medical treatment for Anneliese combined with the exorcisms contributed to her death. The defendants were found guilty but received suspended sentences and were fined. The case has sparked ongoing debates about the ethics of combining religious practices with medical treatment, especially when it leads to neglect of medical care. It also raised questions about the responsibilities of religious practitioners and the limits of faith-based interventions in healthcare. Anneliese's story has inspired various media portrayals, including films like The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Her case remains a subject of ethical debate and is often cited in discussions about the dangers of mixing religious beliefs with medical treatment. Please tell me, what are your thoughts about what happened to Anneliese? If you enjoyed today's look at the life of Anneliese, please like, comment, and subscribe.